think, act, and prosper. You are now tuned into the Money Level Show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Money Level Show, and today I'm just going to give my thoughts on this AMC short squeeze. So I've talked about this before, however I've done more research and just understanding what is this squeeze about, what's happening, and understanding more of the fundamentals. My good friend Caden, he actually gave me an alert to invest in AMC when it was at 12 bucks. He was looking at the charts, and this is kind of like the technicals that people look at. You may see people talk about the technicals and the patterns within the charts and moving averages and things like that, resistance, support, and which we'll get into some of that at some point. But he was looking at that and he was saying like AMC is due for a breakout. And for me, like, I'm not the type of person that really just invests blindly. It's like, okay, well, the chart is telling you this, but what are the fundamentals behind it? What do I need to understand? What is going to move this stock up? You know, is it news? Is it, you know, if it's short squeeze, then what is that about? Things like that. And so for me, I'm a fundamentals person. I like to understand what is the driving factors for these prices to increase or these stocks to go up in value or things like that. And you all know that because I do a lot of talk about macroeconomics. I do a lot of talk about the drivers for gold, inflation, things like that. And so that is how I'm wired to think. And so he's very technical. He loves to look at the charts. And so he's been telling me about this since it was like at 12 bucks. I did not pull the trigger on it. I did not pull the trigger because I was just like, well, that's not enough. You know, the technical chart isn't enough. Soon enough, AMC starts breaking out, you know, it starts breaking out. And then I kind of started just looking into it like, okay, let me understand what is going on. And then you're able to see like the short interest in the stock. Many YouTubers are talking about it and they're doing lives around this. And you're able to see the short interest in the stock and how many people are betting on the stock to go down, how many people are betting on the stock to go up. And so people are just buying and holding because the people that are shorting the stock, the hedge funds and things like that, they're over leveraged in the short positions. And now people are buying and holding those. So the hedge funds will have to pay more money for these shares going forward. And so I was able to jump in when it was around $22. I bought a call option for like 130 bucks, in which I'm not a big risky investor. Like I've seen a lot of people on the Wall Street Bets groups who put in life savings and things like that. I just feel like that's very dangerous. And it's definitely a YOLO move. And so I actually texted my cousin when I threw $130 in and I bought a call option for $27. And I said, I'm about to make a YOLO move, forget it. You know, I don't care if I lose this $130, it's not gonna change my life. And so I did that. And then AMC that day went up to $29 and some change. And pretty much I saw my call option be worth about $600 to $700. And so I was like, oh, wow. It's like, yeah, this actually is working. And so I ended up selling because it dropped really quick. So the volatility in AMC and GameStop is just huge and it's hard for me to stomach. Like I don't like losing a lot of profits and things like that. So I saw the stock drop down to like about $25 that day. And I was just like, man, I had to take it out. I was like, I'm taking it out. You know, it's like I profited about 150 bucks, something like that. And then, you know, my wife, she told me, she's like, you should keep it in, you should keep it in. I was like, no, I'm taking the profits. I'm done with it. And then I just decided, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and buy back in, forget it. You know, it's just a YOLO move. Like, I don't care if I lose this money or whatever. So I bought a call option for $30 with that same 280 bucks, something like that. And then the next day it went up to $36 and some change. And so I ended up profiting $600. And thinking about that, I was just like, okay, well, I'm selling. And so it was interesting because I've always heard investors talk about do not try to pick tops, do not try to pick bottoms because you will lose money. So, and for example is say like you try to pick the top of a stock and you're saying like, oh, okay, it's gonna go here and it doesn't go there and it actually drops, then you lose money. Same thing with bottoms. If you're saying like, okay, I'm gonna buy in at this point, you know, I believe that this is gonna be the bottom, and say like that isn't the bottom, you know, then it keeps dropping and then you lost money because you threw your profit in at a certain point at the wrong time. And so that is why a lot of investors say that you should average in, so you don't want to spend your whole bag of money, by throwing it all in at a certain price because you see it's cheap. You may want to like throw like $100 in and then like, okay, let me see what it do tomorrow. Oh, it drops more. Okay, I'm gonna drop another 200 in, and so you want to average down and average up in those cases. And so that is pretty much what I learned. And so when it popped off that morning, I was like, okay, well, I sold it at about $34 and I saw it kept going up, and I was like, man, like I should have kept it just 2 minutes longer. I would have profited a few more $100. And then I saw it just sink. Like right after it hit that top at 36 and some change, I saw the price of it just sink, and it sank to about $31 or something like that. And I was just like, wow, I'm glad I stuck with not trying to time the top or not trying to pick the top. I actually sold, made profit, and now I'm happy, with the profit I made. Obviously, it wasn't a whole lot. I made like $500-600 or something, but it is what it is. It's more than what I had yesterday, and so I could buy some gold, silver with that, and some crypto. So I can take care of some debt and whatever. So it's cool. So I just wanted to share those thoughts on AMC. I just kind of want to speculate and just see what it does. And so that's kind of my perspective on it. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Be careful when you're investing in this type of stuff. Make sure that you're not just fear of missing out and just jumping in because the crowd is doing so. You want to be very careful because people do get wiped out. Now, some people did buy Dogecoin at 72 cents and it's been hovering around 30-40 cents since then. So you want to be very careful. And so I want to thank you all for joining the Money Level Show today, and y'all take care.